can we start with your name and where you're from originally?
I'm Jhamar Sanders. I'm from Inglewood, California, Los Angeles.
Can you tell me about your background and what led you to Sabio?
I originally was double majoring in school at in computer science and film production.
Those are radically different.
Yes, right in the left brain in full force, right there. But computer science was, I was getting the theory to a certain degree, but I couldn't code. Like I can understand reading about it, but you asked me to build something. I don't know where to start. Was starting to have some issues in school. I don't know if this is for me. And then randomly found Sabio. My mom's been talking to me about doing a boot camp for years prior. Might as well give it check it out. So I went on Course Report, and then, Sabio was down the street, and looked at the reviews, and I saw how they were going about teaching students. It wasn't like a classroom setting. It's like, no, we're going to build something. You're actually working. And so I was like, yeah, and then I'm gonna go for it. And they're really big on like helping like women and minorities, because it's obviously, I'm sure you've seen, it's not that diverse in that field in terms of the tech community.
Right. Why did you choose Sabio? Did you look at any other schools?
Yeah, I looked at General Assembly, Lambda, looked at some places up north if I had to move, which I'm glad I didn't. I went to an info session, just, listen to Gregorio talk, and just had a little brief conversation with them after. And, I was really sold on it, kind of pushed to do it because, I was in certain circumstances that I don't need to necessarily divulge. I definitely attribute, Sabio to sort of saving me in a lot of senses, because I was, a little lost trying to figure out where am I going and what am I doing. And Sabio's done a lot for me, like tremendous, more than even just words can put, even more than just a job. It's helped me a lot in terms of just like work ethic and stuff. Yeah. Life.
Yeah, right? No, they're awesome. Can you describe your personal experience at Sabio as though you were telling someone who knew nothing about it?
Sabio, it's a boot camp. You're going to be pushed mentally in ways that, hell, maybe even emotionally, but you're going to be pushed in ways that maybe you haven't been pushed before. There's a lot of doubt, like, can I do this? Imposter syndrome. It's pretty amazing. Like they have you obviously do the pre-work, that you're ready to do the boot camp. So you're not just jumping right in. Like obviously you're getting prepped and prepared for everything. Once you actually pass the assessment test, like they don't let you go in until you actually pass the assessment test. Like they want you to be ready for this. They're not trying to set you up for failure. They're not just trying to take your money. And once you make it through the assessment test, you get put in a cohort. I only had about maybe 7, 8 people, maybe 7. It's real small. And, I'm at this point now, I guess I'm like an OG cohort, which it feels weird. I'm a cohort.
You started like the early ones, right?
Yeah, like cohort 18, which at that time was later. But now it's like cohort 900,000. Like Jesus. It was really an amazing experience. You're doing stand-ups every day, which you do in the industry. Like I do stand-ups at my job now. You have a Trello, Jira board, or whatever that you do sprints on.
Right.
Like everything they do is actually just how it goes in the industry, which which is what drew me to it. It was like, give me the tools that would get me there. And my instructor, John, I'm not sure if he's still there or not. He was amazing. Would help when necessary, but then also would let you figure it out for a good amount of time before he comes and helps you. It was just a great experience. Recommend. I've had 2 people that I've referred to go through and graduate.
Nice.
They both have jobs. I typically tell everyone if I feels ever interested in trying to make a career change, and I always refer them to Sabio. Some worked out, some haven't. John is still, consider him a mentor in a sense. I still put him down references.
Right.
And before I took this new job I got, like 3 years later, I can still message him like, hey, I need I'm adding as a reference. Like, all right, cool. Just let me know what you need. He's amazing. Thank God for John. Thank God for John.
Like, what type of developer are you now? And like, what were you when you graduated? You were a full stack developer?
Was a full stack developer in .NET, C#, with Angular.
Nice.
And I mean, when I say I've jumped all over the place since I've been in the industry. My first contract, they needed me because I knew Angular, and they were using .NET. And then on certain projects, we end up switching to Node to React. That kind of to teach myself, luckily, because Sabio, how they make you shift from different frameworks and stuff sometimes. Learning is the same way,
Right.
no matter what it is. And you feel confident you could do it because you just went through a boot camp, especially Sabio's boot camp. Also, I worked on other projects myself, just my personal projects, just to really speed up my development, which is probably why I'm in a position now. No, it's not probably, it is the reason why I'm in a position now. Gregorio Liliano always says the work is obviously in the boot camp, but it's also as much it is in the boot camp as how much work you do after the boot camp. I make pretty good money right now. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah.
I became a senior developer like a year and a half out of the boot camp, and like that's insane. When I said Sabio helped, sort of give me direction, it also helped me with my work ethic. You're doing 70 hours a week. Once it becomes ingrained in you for 3 months and you're like, that's just what you know. Still to this day, after work, I'm working on something else after work. You can get so much out of Sabio rather than just, I'm going to get a job. If you're open, all the life lessons you can learn from Sabio, it can truly be remarkable for you.
You're about to start a new job, right?
I started about 2 weeks ago. I'm a senior full stack engineer at a VR company.
Nice.
Called Vantage Point. Really cool, really great company. Right now I'm just focusing on like the back end and also like the front end of their like administrative portal where they like administrative trainings and everything.
Sure.
At some point I'll move in a little bit to learning the actual VR side, which is really awesome. It's truly amazing from what's transpired since starting Sabio to now,
Can you tell me like a little bit about that process, like the job you got out of Sabio and like what steps you kind of took to get to here?
I actually got offered the job before I graduated. Actually, like 45 minutes after the interview. It was my first interview. I didn't take it originally because it was only paying 55, and I was saying only like I was making at best $11 an hour before. Yeah, but I can get that 65.
Right.
And then I kept interviewing a little bit, and I was like, ooh, like, what am I doing? Like, I love the vibe. So the place was, you watch like CNN or ESPN or just sports or anything, see those live graphics, like that stuff, like they pretty much made the operational software for that. So their clients were like Fox and NHL and really cool company. I love sports. The vibe was great. They even had a bar in the back, which definitely piqued my interest right there. You just definitely see this as an opportunity to learn some great things and then being in a really good environment. And I'm going back to them, working something out like, hey, is it still like probably a week after? And I didn't taking it. So, by the time we actually had our graduation, I was starting work the next day or Monday. Gregorio and John, they have like all this interview prep stuff. They're like, you should come in with some code, which I think that's what also really helped. I printed out some code I written.
Right.
And kind of walked them through everything. It was great. I was there for about a year. I was like, all right, I'm going to launch this app I've been working on. Didn't really have a real plan. It was kind of dumb. I'm still young, slightly just less dumb. But it was great. I could still go to, while I wasn't working, I would still just go over to Sabio and just work on my project. They're very open with alumni. That's another reason why I've really wanted to be a part of it, is that they're really open with their network. They're still helping you get jobs necessary. I would be there coding my project and just asking the instructors on certain issues I would run into.
Totally.
And they would just give me advice and help me in any way. And I would also just ask a girl for just regular advice, like, should I be just trying to, get a job again? He's very honest,
Yeah, it's very straightforward.
Very straightforward, which is very refreshing. I'll always call him like, well, not to their faces, I don't think. But I always call them like Papa G and Mama Lily.
Yeah.
I always look at them as like my Sabio parents, right? Because again, they really make that place feel like a family.
Yeah.
Which is
their employees too, which is awesome. It's a really great work environment.
Right. It makes you want to work hard for them.
Right, for sure.
After a while, I was like, all right, I had to get some more money. Certain interviews, I would still ask for Gregorio or John, any of the other instructors, help, advice. I think one time I was about to get a contract for building this app. And, I was asking Gregorio for like, well, should I do it? There's some red flags that he told me to look out for that I was like, those are red flags.
Right. Yeah.
And I potentially avoided something probably terrible. I ended up getting another job working at this place called Screen Engine. They do pretty much like market research for like the film and TV industries, essentially.
Oh, nice.
I for sure thought I wasn't going to make it past 2 days, but thanks to Sabio, thanks for myself just working as well because of Sabio, trying to get my skills up. I was able to push through it by myself.
Nice.
And again, I just wouldn't have been able to do
For
that
sure.
with, at least just even have like the feeling that I can do it at the
Mhm.
very least without Sabio. I was a 25-year-old senior developer at one point. After having the dean at, my college tell me that maybe I wasn't cut out for
Right.
programming. I honestly can't thank Gregorio Liliana more than I possibly can. I'm able to help my family out a lot
Right.
thanks to how much I make. It's the boot camp isn't just you're gonna learn code, because it takes a lot of mental, I don't say toughness, but
Mhm.
it could
Like
take a toll
strength.
on you. Yeah, strength. There you go. Even if you don't have you're working with a team of people who are going through it with you. We're in this together. None
Right.
of us know how to do any of this.
Tell
Oh,
me
it's
like about your
uh-huh.
job now. You're a senior developer now. Like where?
So the company's called Vantage Point. Senior developer right now. Very great company. Very great workplace. They value my opinion and ask me on where we should go in terms of
Mhm.
like architecture and everything. 3 years outside of boot camp, being here, it's just in making the money that I do. Put it this way, I make 6 times more than what I make. And I've actually done the math. I actually
Right.
literally make 6 times more
Oh my
than
god.
what I made when I was making like 11 an hour or whatever.
Yeah.
I just pretty much go in. I can work from home sometimes. We talk for a little bit, put my headphones on, don't bother me. I can just
Right.
code.
Okay, that's awesome. And so like what advice would you give to those interested in Sabio and or coding in general?
Do it. Oh my Lord. Just take a step and do it. Yes, it can be a little intimidating in the beginning. It's a myth that you have to be really good at math to do
Yeah.
this. You do not, at least for web development, you do not
Mhm.
have to be amazing at math. Life is very short. It can go by really quickly. Even if don't make a career out of this for 15 years down the line, just having this knowledge
Right.
will excel you in any industry that you're gonna be in. It's 3 to 6 months of your life. You'll find out things about yourself that you didn't know was there.
Cool. And so last question, is there anything that you want to add about Sabio or your job or anything like that?
I've met other people from other boot camps, and Sabio's the best one to me personally. I haven't seen another boot camp do what they do specifically,
Mhm.
and that 5-year network is amazing.
Right.
Which if you're still involved, like they'll just keep you longer. But most people, believe it or not, they end up finding a job and then end up going their own route.
Right.
But it's still there. Just do it, people. Go
And
for
we
it.
build software when we click. Wanna learn how to code, gotta go to Sabio.